Hello, this is another episode of the MvM Mindset. I'm Scout on Disintegration. Today I'm trying out just a scatter gun. I typically use soda popper, but I think this would be an interesting thing to mess around with. Right now, I'm just waiting for everybody to come around and get set up.
I am ready.
Let's go.
Get the bear ready up.
Go.
Get bloody going.
So today I wanted to talk about something a little interesting to me, and it is just the idea of making videos while you explain your thought process. I think it's very interesting because when you kind of look at someone, you wonder, hey, what's going on in their mind? Like a soldier, I can only wonder. Exploring the map.
Enemy is spy.
Got the God.
That too. That also happens in their minds. But this gives me a kind of focus where I'm going to start every episode saying, okay, I play a lot, obviously, but how can I...
Dispenser on front.
How can I explain my experiences? How can I...
Who is not ready to fight?
How can I think about...
Everybody ready?
How can I even think about what I'm doing in the first place? One thing I noticed is that a lot of muscle memory and what you do quite often comes down to intuition, where you don't even think about it anymore. So if I do something like this, then it forces me to slow down and consider what it is I'm doing. So for example, I'm playing Scout very aggressively because I think it's a lot of fun. The Scouter gun does quite a bit of damage. And being a scout, you have to be in their faces a lot, so it makes it very challenging. You can't sit around like a soldier or a heavy and let things come to you. You have to come to the robots. And you have to be there in their faces. You have to be careful not to die. One thing that not using soda popper leaves me at a disadvantage is I don't have the hype, and right now I don't have jump height, so I have to walk all the way around. I would have gone through here, but these heavy would have made it difficult. So now I have to split between collecting money down here and up here. I know there's a tent somewhere, maybe it's over here. But the bomb's about to come down, so I might as well hang around down here. Now I have to be careful because of these sentries. I don't want to get close to it, but at the same time, these bots have no problem. I noticed that a lot of inexperienced players, I guess I should have given milk, but a lot of inexperienced players that don't realize that sentries are just that dangerous. Maybe they don't just notice the sentries, but maybe they underestimate it because they have upgrades. But 9 times out of 10, if I see someone wander into a sentry's range, then they will die. There's no question about it. Money's not a top priority because A, all these bots are swarming, and B, I don't really value that. I don't really value money that much. Probably because I'm pretty good with managing my money. I know what upgrades to get, but that's not to say everybody does. So, probably be more mindful in that case. Maybe I should start to be more money conscious, not for my sake, but for other people's sake. Because even if I miss 18, well, it only says 18, in reality it's more like 68 because I'm losing that bonus. You notice I have this. It's also something, why not? I always use a fan of war, I might as well shake things up. I don't like that bug. Whenever somebody leaves or joins, or you have a a stat update on your weapon, then you get kicked out of the upgrade station. Like a stat upgrading, not like this kind of upgrade, but if you have like a strange wrench and somebody teleports or heal for the dispenser, you get kicked out because the item itself is updating. Or if you have like a soul gargoyle, your soul count will update in the middle of the wave breaks. It's not fun. Now I'm going to get jump height so I can go between top and bottom better. I'm also going to get more damage so I can deal with the engineer robot. But if we fail this wave, I'm going to instead get ball mark, because that's ultimately more important. I'm just going to see what this team can and can't handle. As a scout, I'm in a very strong support role. I can't be that egocentric. I mean, I am kind of playing egocentric right now because earlier I just said I'm just going to get damage instead because I think my team might be able to handle without having a marked target. A lot of times when you have boot camp players, you just kind of have to see what you get and adjust your playstyle around it. This also applies to Man Up, just maybe not as often. But in any case, whenever you're playing, it's never really a good idea to do the same thing over and over because it doesn't always work. True experience comes not from knowing what to do, but knowing how to adjust what you're doing so you can kind of optimize your success. For example, shooting at the sky, don't do that in the middle of the wave. That would probably get you lost, get you a loss. Anyway, so I'm going to hang out up here because I don't want to get destroyed by these demo knights. But I'm also going to be here to kind of distract them, make them look at me. But once these guys are dead, I'm going to come down and get the money. Or I can do it now. I want to get back up so I can A, look out for engineers and super scouts, but also again to stay safe from these demo knights. There are some engines here, but I need to focus on these people. That's unlucky. But anyway, I'll see how well I can get rid of these engineers. I went up here because there's no money, there's no currency to be collected right now. Since money takes about 30 seconds to despawn, I might as well spend that time being more productive with these engineers. I'm attacking this engineer because I trust my teammates to handle the sentry. Should have been on those super scouts earlier, but I didn't notice that they were spawned. Uh-oh, there's a teleport active. I'm coming up here because I saw that the soldier took care of the sentry. When you're a scout, you want to let others do the hard work for you. Or at least early on. If you have a lot of overheal in your cast and you have resistances, you can probably try to rush the sentry. Chances are you'll win, but right now I don't have a good shot. Especially because I'm using the stock scatter gun. I don't think it fires fast enough to compete with the engineers healing. So this wave is kind of weird because engineers, like once engineers are dead, everything else spawns. Well, sometimes. That Joe told me that these guys are right here. Pretty sure how it works is that when engineers finish spawning, there is a delay until these guys spawn. So you have to get all the engineers out. Probably because this wave is like an introductory stage. They want you to get familiar with engineers and how they work. Well, I don't mark him for death. I want to see if I can slow him down. Yeah, what I really like about Wave 2 is it's an introduction to the rest of the waves. It shows how Super Scouts can be very dangerous if you don't take care of them immediately. But it also shows you how engineers work. Super Scouts and those small scouts kind of combine to show that, hey, if there's a teleporter active, bad things happen. I'm not taking care of the tank because I trust my teammates to do that just fine. I'm thinking about what to get next. Considering that medics are going to start spawning next wave, I want to, I don't really need an extra damage because they will die point blank with 2+ damage. So, I can just get projectile penetration to have some fun with those steel gauntlets.
I'm giving you a bonus.
Another thing I was kind of thinking about is your mind is a terrible filing cabinet. Simple as that. You think of really good ideas, but if you don't write it down, then you're going to lose that information. So whenever you're trying to think of topics for an essay or of ideas to be productive, if a great idea comes to your mind, write it down, or else you will likely forget it. And not only that, but you might forget that you even thought of it in the first place. But you have like a little notepad, like I have a notepad application on my phone. I can kind of think of something to do, and I can write it down, and later on I'm like, ooh, I could do this. Or right now I'm writing a lot of essays, so I'm always looking out for ideas. Also, I'm standing here right now to make these pyros look at me. When you're looking at me, they're not looking at the teammates, and that's a good thing because, whatever.
No way!
So this is why I got projectile penetration. I just kind of want to line them up. But if I really wanted to damage, I could just hit him with my bat. Because I have a lot of overheal, I'm willing to tank some of their hits. But only when they're not looking at me. I don't like this. Because they hurt. Soon these contour soldiers are going to come over here, so I want to have overheal to draw their fire. So I probably shouldn't have did what I did because now I don't really have any overheal. Here there's a second group, but the first group's coming over here. So I'm going to try to get close to them and dance around. Make them look at me, make them shoot me. But I didn't really do anything. That wasn't very successful. Uh-oh. This guy, he likes me. I'll see if I can get the medic. There we go. I don't know why the sniper is so far forward. Could be a lot safer up in this. Oh, there's 2 snipers. Huh. Welcome to boot camp. Standing here so that they look at me. When you're a scout, I suggest always being right out of their range if you can. Just make them look at you, because that way they don't attack your teammates. And even if you do get fire, you have a lot of health. You can take their damage just fine. And right now, I don't think I'm gonna die. I might as well have some fun.
Defeated the wave. Good. I'm giving you a bonus.
This wave I really like as well. I think that does a good job combining the engineers, this tank, and the super scouts to teach you how to multitask. I guess that sniper did not want to multitask. I'm going to get a mark target on my ball thrower, because I want to help this heavy out. He's going to be our main super scout destroyer. I do want to do some damage to the tank, but I'm not going to be the best at it. I am going to get bullet resistance because I feel like during this wave I'm going to be taking a lot of fire from sentries if I want to help my team take care of them. Like I said, Scout is really good at absorbing hits. Although I might not need to do that because the sniper knows what he's doing.
What coward is still not...
Go, go, go!
Let's go, mate.
So back onto my filing cabinet analogy. If you write things down, I feel like that almost makes you not smarter, but just more observant in a way. Because when you have the guarantee to yourself, okay, I'm going to write this down so I can review it in the future, I might actually spend more time memorizing it or just paying attention to it, because I kind of think, oh, I remember thinking of this a while back when I wanted to write this essay, so I can use that as one of my main points.
3, 2,
So I've used this on schoolwork essays, on
Play ball!
different applications, and I feel like it's helped me a lot. I wonder if that air blast made me miss, but it's not a big deal. So I'm going to focus on getting just the medics because there's a lot of engineers spawning at a time. I don't think I'm able to take care of all of them at once. I don't have, I'm going to come over here so even if the Super Scout gets by, I might be able to catch up. But yeah, I didn't do a good job. Now everything's going to be cornering us. The heavy should have been focused on Super Scout because he does very little damage to the tanks. It's a waste of his energy. Also, I'm basically dead, so I'm just going to try to run through this. And buy back. Because I want to be here to throw milk at these Super Scouts. But this is the most important thing, the tank. The Super Scout's slowed. Please don't worry about it right now. I didn't count for that one though. Uh-oh. I don't know why I did voice chat there. Must have been a force of habit. Right now, we are completely deadlocked. We cannot get out of here. All 3 engineers are up and running. The best thing I can do is just camp these Super Scouts at the hatch. I want to get more bullet resistance in preparation for wave 5, which has a lot of mini scouts, and also because of this wave. These guys have easy AI, which means that they basically can't aim. But I think it's still important to be prepared. One tip, if you can see what this heavy's doing, where if there's an invulnerable bomb scout and he has the bomb, you should constantly attack him because the knockback will make it difficult to capture. Oh man, this is going awfully. That was stressful. And as part of that stress, I could not focus on the cache at all. If you are at a hatch defense scenario like that, forget about the cache, it's not important. I'd rather just move on, get to the next wave, than to try to get like $200 or so back.
Let's go, mates.
I don't want to run out of ammo again like I did last time, so I'm going to get refills just in case. I could get black resistance for these soldiers, but I'm going to save that until later because this wave gives me a lot of cash.
Sound off if you're ready.
think I'll just get more damage. But I'd rather be able to reload faster. I don't really want firing speed on this scattergun because I'm aiming each shot, and I don't want to just have it like holding my mouse down. I'd rather just have it lined up and then I shoot, because that way I don't waste as many shots. I don't have to deal with the cooldown. But I got reload because it's easier to just have these shots loaded than to just wait all the time.
Man up, ladies.
Like if you're a demo man and you're in a similar situation where you don't have to worry about firing, you just want to reload. I definitely recommend getting reload speed because demo man has a very slow reload. Scout's reload's not that bad, but that's why you use Soda Popper, because the Soda Popper completely circumvents the reload. If you have a maximum flip side, you can reload all of it at once. I'm not going to bother with these scouts because I'm very weak. And these guys are normal AI, I believe, which means that they can actually aim a little, and they're terrifying when they can aim. I'm also keeping an eye out for the engineers that are going to spawn soon. There's only one active at a time, but I like to mess with them. If you have a maximum bullet resistance and the medic tries to attack you, then they can't do anything. Anyway, now that that guy's dead, there's going to be another pair spawning. But here he is. I don't think I'm very useful right now, so I just wanted to show it. I'm just going to get him Ubered. Hopefully the soldier leaves me alone. Alright. See? You can't do any damage. But anyway, I better get cast. The reason why he can't do any damage is his syringe gun has a 90% damage penalty, so it only does 1/10 of its regular damage. And each syringe does about 14 per shot. So right now you're at like 4 or so. And then I put damage resistance on top of that, which brings it down to 1 damage. Or none, in this case, because it's rounded down. Since these robots have a pretty good... Since these robots are pretty good at aiming, they're really terrifying when they use their syringe gun. You can see that medic had a perfect aim there. Although he was just running right at me, it still would have been very painful if he had full damage. So I like to imagine during playtesting, teams were getting melted by the medic after they killed whatever he was attached to. And that's why they made him do 0 damage. Uh-oh. I don't have blast resistance right now, so I'm going to be very careful around these soldiers.
Another sentry buster has entered the area.
So see what I'm doing? I'm always trying to stay in the air when possible, because I can take advantage of my speed and double jump to make it very difficult for them to hit me. But at the same time, they always want to hit me because I'm close to them and I'm doing damage. So they're in a really bad situation. You kind of think of it when you're a soldier and you're trying to kill a scout, but they're always in the air. You have to aim directly at them. Not easy, and these guys know it pretty well. But yeah, at this point I'm not really focusing on the cast at all, because we have a lot of cast. There's like 6,000 at this point. So it's more than enough.
Get to an upgrade station.
So even if I miss that much, it's not going to make much of a difference. We didn't even lose the bonus. So I'm just going to get full crit, full blast, because what I want to do this wave is make it difficult for engineer to spawn and make it difficult for the big boy to hit me.
Get bloody going!
Oh yeah, speaking of whatever, that in that chat, I named myself Hello in the Low Hall because I thought it was pretty funny. It's from a joke from Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias,
Nice shot!
where they were in Hawaii, and he was talking about going on a, what was it called, a luau, and he's making fun of a certain kind of luau guy that just starts off everything by saying hello and aloha. And that kind of stuck with me whenever I said it to my friend. They thought it was pretty funny, so yeah, I like it.
Let's go, let's go!
Need a dispenser here.
The final wave.
And it also does remind me of something that I think is kind of cool, where people use hello in other languages. It's just a way of greeting, like casual, nothing crazy. And we use it so often, you can totally like pass for our own language. And it makes me consider, how do you even define a language? Yes, it has a bunch of words, but there are plenty of cases. There are plenty of cases where languages share words with other languages. To the point, it's literally part of the alphabet. So what about in the individual case? If I just say hola instead of hello as an English speaker, in my language, hola is definitely a word, but if you were to pull up a dictionary, they decided that hola is not an English word. So it kind of calls the idea of a dictionary into question, because it's just a small group of people. They decide what should be a word and what doesn't get to be a word. You completely ignore my milk. I wish I could have prevented that death. I really want him to shoot me, but whenever these big guys, whenever any robot sees a sentry, they're going to focus it over everybody else. So because of that, I don't really get to do anything. But I do get to do this. He's on a ramp, so he's lower than me, and he can't really attack me. Only I could miss that shot. Again, he's still trying to get that sentry. There we go.
Look out for that sentry buster.
Catch this!
I like that he's trying to shoot them at spawn, that sniper, because again, robots also like snipers more than anybody else, but he can't get that sniper because the pills expire. Would help if robots weren't able to see. I mean, you can edit the robot to not see over a long distance like that, but clearly this guy did not get that treatment. Heavies and scouts, I think, a lot of them have that treatment because it's pretty painful to get shot across the map from one, just like a bunch of chip damage. But anyway, that has been Disintegration. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.